Hey my loves, what's up and welcome back to the Trend Diaries. I'm Nidhi and in today's video I'll be sharing with you all my top favorite picks for a complete makeup kit under rupees 500. So if you want to see my top picks, then please continue watching.
And I'm extremely sorry for the noise because there's a metro station being built right outside my society, and so they're working and I have to work too. But any which ways, let's start.
Especially you need to shop your wish list during the Pink Friday sale because this is like the second most biggest sale of the year. Don't miss out this chance. I think I have 2 or 3 products in this which are like 550 or 600 rupees MRP, but during the Pink Friday sale I bet you will grab these for even less than 500 bucks. So don't miss this chance. Let's start with primer. Now for primer I'm having 2 options with me. The first, very pocket friendly and affordable, is the Blue Heaven primer. This is my old tube, this is my new tube used half the way up. I really love this primer. Silicone based primer and makes that perfect canvas for your base and makes the base stay put for a good amount of time, and so I really like this. The second primer that I would highly recommend is the Nykaa Prep Me Up a Face primer. Now this again retails for 550, slightly up than our budget, but during the sale definitely you'll get this for way lesser, and if not this you can definitely go for the Blue Heaven one. But again, this is a silicone based primer, blurs out the pores and smoothens and gives you that perfect base for your foundation. Now after primer, moving on to our foundation, I'm having 2 options, and the first one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm in the shade Desert Beige and this one is expired. The expiry was November 2020 and we are in November 2020, but that is the shade Desert Beige. It's a very beautiful HD foundation, does not give flashback and has good medium buildable coverage. Definitely I would recommend you guys to try this one out. The next foundation recommendation is the Maybelline Matte Plus Poreless Fit Me foundation. Now this one now has a pump. This makes me so excited. Okay, so yes, this is another foundation that I would highly recommend, but if you are a dry skin type, please moisturize heavily under this foundation, as this does tend to cling to dry patches and it does give flashback. Those were the only 2 cons of this foundation, other than which this is a really beautiful foundation, sits very well on the skin, and you just need to find your perfect shade in it. So you can go to a Maybelline store and shade match. I'm having the shade 332. This is slightly more olive. This does not match me that well, and I think the shade 310 would be slightly light, and so I have to like mix in. Like even for the Superstay one, earlier I was 312 golden, but now I have to mix the shade 310 and 312 to get my shade because I'm like exactly in between those 2 shades. But yeah, the formula is really good. Next, moving on to concealers. Firstly, I would highly recommend the Photo Focus concealers from Wet n Wild. Very beautiful, very beautiful coverage concealers. They give a very natural looking finish. My skin tone match is the shade medium deep tan. That is like my skin tone match, while a medium tawny is like a highlighting shade for me. But really beautiful concealers, definitely a must buy. Next concealer I would highly recommend, and I am wearing it right now, is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Period. This is the best concealer. I so like it. So if you want a highlighting shade, you can use the shade medium, and that is how the shade medium looks like. And if you want a skin tone match, you can use the shade Caramel. This is like my skin tone match shade. That was the concealer I would highly recommend in this budget. And then if you're looking for more affordable ones, then go for the Fit Me concealers. These are like your everyday concealer. You can definitely use this for like day-to-day purpose, but for festive functions where you want more long-lasting and heavy-duty concealers, go for the Age Rewind ones. And talking about the Fit Me ones, this is the shade 25, which is medium, and this is a very good yellow tone highlighting shade for my skin tone. I'm around MAC NC40 at the moment. Shade 36 Golden, which is a new addition. This is slightly more yellow toned, like slightly warmer than the shade 25 Medium, that's Golden. And the third shade, which is my skin tone match, is the shade 40 Caramel, which you can see has nice golden tones to it. medium, golden and caramel. Those were all of the concealers that I would highly recommend in this budget. Now after that, moving on to powders. Now for powder, my absolute favorite, no doubt, in this budget is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm having two. One is the shade 25 and the other one is the shade 30. Now 30 is like my exact skin tone kind of color, so I use it for my no makeup days, or wherein I'm just wearing some concealer to hide my dark circles. I use this. While if I want a brighter looking eye kind of look, then I go for the shade 25. It just lock your oil so well. You would not feel very oily or greasy with this. It just smoothens the base out really well and gives you that airbrushed smoothened look. I really love them. Moving on to blushes, I could not resist but put these blushes, like so many, in this. These were repetitive from my 300 collection, but still I love them and I would highly recommend you guys. My top favorite is still the LA Colors Rad Rouge blushes. By far, these are so pigmented yet so blendable, and they stay put on your cheeks for so long, and they do not fade. Otherwise, blush is the first thing in your makeup that fades away, but these don't. These stay for a really good amount of time, and you can grab these for around 300 something. They are always slashed at 50% off. So I'm having three shades. The first one is the shade Icon, which is a very beautiful nude color. This is a very beautiful nude color, and that is how it looks like. I would highly recommend you all to try this shade. It just looks stunning. Sorry, my bony hand. Also get a mirror, a brush, like, oh, what do you need in 300 bucks? The second beautiful shade that just makes your skin look so youthful is the shade Radical. This is a very beautiful pinky purple toned blush. Again, the pigmentation is bomb. These are so blendable and look so gorgeous on the skin. And the third, a coral shade that looks absolutely gorgeous, is the color Popping. That is the shade Popping. Oh my god, I love these blushes. Highly recommend. You can find all of these shade names and details in the description box. Kindly check that out. I have a marriage in my house, but still I wanted this video to go out because you are gonna save a lot of coin in this sale period, and what's the use of making a video post the sale, right? So those were the blushes. The other blush that I like are the Sugar Mini blushes. Now these, the only con I feel is that they are not very long lasting. These fade away really quick. I'm wearing the shade Plum Mauve Marvel right now on my cheeks today. It's a very beautiful everyday kind of a mauvey pink toned shade. Second shade I'm having is Pink Pinnacle, which is slightly mid-toned pink shade, which would suit anyone with medium dusky deep skin. This shade is gonna look really beautiful. So those were the sugar blushes. They are very affordable on the pocket. They blend very easily. They are pigmented, buildable, just that they don't stand for that long. That's it. And the last blush I really love still is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush. This is in the shade Mellow Wine. I think now they have a newer packaging, but I see the same kind of shade over there. It's a very beautiful everyday shade. I just love it. So that's the shade Mellow Wine. I would highly recommend you all to try this one. Again, very affordable. After that, moving on to bronzers. The two bronzers that I would highly recommend, both are from Wet n Wild. The first one is their Mega Glow Contouring Palette, and this is in the shade Caramel Toffee. I don't know why it is out of stock. I can understand your pain, but if you find this in stock anywhere, grab it like ASAP. This is so perfect. It does have a bronzing side and a powder side, which has banana powder. It's just perfect, very affordable on the pocket, and you would definitely enjoy this a lot. The second bronzer that I'm gonna wear even at my sister's wedding is the Color Icon bronzer. This is in the shade What Shady Beaches, and it's a very beautiful bronzer. It just adds that nice bronziness to it. It does have a slight bit of sheen to it, as you can see, but it is not very visible on the skin, I promise. It just makes you look like sun-kissed, bronzed, but does not look shimmery, because I personally hate that kind of finish with my bronzers or blushes, but this one is bomb. For highlighter, there's gonna be a battle, but I cannot choose one. My top two favorites are these. The first one is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. very beautiful rose gold champagne. It does have these shifts to it, kind of highlighter. This is gonna suit so many skin tones, looks absolutely gorgeous. Definitely get this one, you guys, you're gonna love it. Second favorite is the Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade Molten Gold. I think they should name it as Molten Butter because it is so soft. But this is like that perfect festive Indian color that is gonna look so flattering on all Indian skin tones. It does have that golden pop to it, looks absolutely stunning, and I would highly recommend you all to try these two out. Even the Nykaa highlighters are good. I think the K-Beauty ones are around 800 something, so they don't fit in our budget, otherwise they are bomb too. On to the brows, so I would highly recommend you all to try out the Sugar Arch Arrival brow definers. I use the shade 04 Felix Onyx. It's a very beginner friendly kind of brow product. It is neither too waxy, neither too creamy. Mine has dried down because I left it slightly open, but this one is quite old now. I'm having a new backup, but you do get a spoolie on one end. Then to set your eyebrow hair in place, you need a brow gel. For that, I would highly recommend you all to try out the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. Now, I got the shade black because I read in the comments that it is more of a darker brown, but I don't know, it just doesn't suit my hair still. I think I should have gone for a shade lighter maybe. I don't really know, but this is actually a good brow mascara. It sets my hair in place like my eyebrow hair, and they just look very natural, fluffy if you want that brushed look with your brows. Moving on to the eyes, my two favorite eyeliners period, I cannot decide over these two, are these. The first one is the Sugar I Want You So Double Matte Eyeliner. This is in the shade Black Swan, and that is how it looks like. It dries completely matte, you guys. It is jet matte black, and both of these actually are jet matte black. The second one is the Lakme Insta Liner. Super affordable. I'm having it on my eyes right now. I'm wearing the Lakme liner. You see, it is completely matte, just that it is not transfer proof, like if you have very oily lids, or waterproof. I really love this liner, just that it is not waterproof, but for 100 bucks I do not complain. Talking about my kajal, my absolute two favorite long lasting black kajals are these. Like on my waterline nothing stays, they just end up making me look like a raccoon, but these are bomb and you can go for these totally. The first one that I would highly recommend is the K-Beauty gel liner. This is in the shade Onyx. It is so creamy, so black. Look at it, I hardly applied any pressure, but this just applies very creamy on your waterline and then sets into that gel finish, and you need not have to, you know, use those brushes to apply it and then fungus grows on it, because that happened with me. On my everyday basis, whenever I'm wearing a kajal and I have to rock it all day long, I use this. And then my second favorite are the Plum Nature Studio Kajal. I'm having two. One is the shade black. I don't know what it is called. I would have it linked in the description box. But that is the Plum Kajal. Again, it is very black, stays put on my waterline for so long, does not give me those panda looking eyes. And this is the green shade they have. Again, very gorgeous. Whenever I have to rock a colored liner, I go for this. Totally love these kajals from Plum. Go for them. And then we are left with mascara. I'm having these two. I finally purchased the waterproof version of the Lash Sensational mascara from Maybelline New York. This is in the waterproof variant because I don't know why they are not restocking on my favorite non-waterproof one. Highly recommend you all to try out the Lash Sensational. I'm wearing it right now. I don't know whether you can see or not, but I'm having like not so visible eyelashes growing downwards, like that, Asian lashes, and I really love this. It's just lengthening and gives me that fan effect with separated lashes, and I hate those clumsy looking lashes. And I also saw the Essence Lash Princess mascara in stock on Nykaa some days back. I'll just recheck whether or not they are having it, but if I do, I would have the link in the description. You can check all of these product links in the description, you guys. So this is the Lash Princess mascara, full mascara. Again, it does not clump up my lash and gives me those beautiful slightly volumized and slightly lengthened lashes. I really like this. So then next, moving on to the eyeshadow part, my most favorite part, and I'm having eyeshadows this time for you guys. Let's begin. So firstly on my list, I had to have the Wet n Wild 9 pan eyeshadow palette. This one is in the variant Rose in the Air, but they've launched so many variants in these eyeshadow palettes and you can pick any of them. These are so beginner friendly, pigmented shadows. They do have a kickback, but like, come on. Okay, I swatched 2 shades on a single finger. I so love this palette. You can see for yourself, you're gonna rock any eyeshadow look with this palette. Second recommendation are these 9 pan eyeshadow palettes from Nykaa. So I had all the 4 variants, but the other 2 variants I did not feel worth the money, while these 2 are pigmented and they are really worth it. So the first one is the Ocean Eyes one, beautiful blue eyeshadow palette. If you're looking for such shades in your eyeshadow, then you would definitely love it. Yes, now these are priced at I think 699, but they are available at rupees 300 is what I saw like yesterday, and during the Pink Friday I don't know how crazy would the deal be, but this one is in the variant Lucky Charm, and again it's a very beautiful pigmented green palette. If you are looking for one, you should definitely get this. I have a very off the budget recommendation, but I so like this palette that I had to include this. This is the Revolution Velvet Rose reloaded eyeshadow palette in the shade Velvet Rose. I really love the tones and pigmentation of this eyeshadow palette. It is very pigmented, it is very blendable, and this is the kind of shades you would need, especially if you want for a wedding look or a guest look or everyday neutral look. These are the shades you must have, and I would highly recommend. So if you can just invest a little more, definitely you'll grab this for lesser than 850 bucks. That's the MRP. But loose pigment that I would highly recommend you guys to try out is the Swiss Beauty loose foil pigments. These are so pigmented. You can see for yourself, super blinding foil pigments. I just love to work with these. You can also try their liquid eyeshadows. I do not have them right now with me, it's with my sister, but even the liquid eyeshadows are really good. Then we also have eyelashes in our 500 budget. So they are from PAC. The first one is the tapered eyelash in the style 213. These eyelashes are so lightweight, they have a very thin lash band and they just feel weightless, like they don't really have any weight to them, but still they just add up to your lashes. Especially if you're having hooded eyes, try this style out. And if you want some more dramatic eyelashes, then try the style M72 or M75. I'm having M75 sticks. Firstly, talking about lip liners, I have to recommend these 2. The first one, which is my absolute favorite, is the Wet n Wild Chestnut Lip Liner, a beautiful brown lip liner. You should have this totally in your vanity. I really love this. Having 2 from Miss Claire. One is in the shade Snow Pink, which is a pink lip liner shade, a nude pink. The shade Chocolate, which is a beautiful dark brown lip liner. In our budget, starting off with the Maybelline Creamy Matte. This is in the shade Nude Nuance. Beautiful shade of brown, slightly washes me out without makeup, but I can rock it with a brown lip liner. I'm having on my lips the Miss Claire one in the shade 63. Again, a very beautiful brownie shade. Swatches, please check the playlist section. I have tons of lipstick videos and I've swatched them all. Even the Miss Claire shade 54 is a bomb, and that is 54. So recommend you all to try the Lakme Forever Matte liquid lipsticks. I'm having 2 shades over here right now, which are my favorite. One is Nude Dream and the shade is Nude Twist. Very beautiful shades. My absolute favorite is the Wet n Wild Give Me Mocha, and mine has dried up, but that is a beautiful pink toned brown and I would highly recommend it. My absolute #1 favorite is the Rimmel London Stay Matte liquid lip color. The first shade I'm showing over here is Love Bite. You can check the playlist section if you want to see lip swatches, and that is the shade Troublemaker. So that's Troublemaker and Love Bite. Very beautiful formulations, and definitely you can grab these under rupees 500 during the sale time, but it's slightly pricier than that for the MRP, I think. Then I would also recommend the Maybelline Sensational Liquid Matte Lipsticks. The first shade I'm having is the shade Made Easy. It is a rusty brown is what I would define it for dusky skin tone, and then this is a red shade, a very beautiful cool toned red. Flush It Red. Very beautiful formulations again from Maybelline. You can try these too. Lastly, from the house of Nykaa, I'm having their Matte to Last liquid lipstick Chai, and that is how the shade looks like. The shade I really like is the shade Madras Kapi. It's a lighter brown as compared to Chai, but definitely works on my skin tone. Some good makeup removers for you to remove everyday kind of makeup is the simple micellar cleansing water. This does not remove waterproof makeup, heads up, but for everyday kind of lightweight makeup, this is really good. You can also try the Garnier normal micellar water for everyday makeup removal. That is even good too. And then my absolute favorite is the micellar oil infused cleansing water from Garnier. It's the only micellar water that removes my waterproof L'Oreal mascara, and I so love this. Those were all of the products for the makeup kit under ₹500. I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. You can find all the links in the description box. With that being said, I wrap up and I'll meet you in my next one. Till then, take care, namaste, and keep trending.